Good morning guys, how are you doing? Welcome to the channel Plaster Master Smurf 74. Yeah, so if you're new to the channel, hello. We just hit beginning last week, I think last weekend, we just hit 2,000 subscribers, so there's a bit of a milestone there, which I'm very thankful for, and it was all good. A bit more of an upbeat video this one. Lost the dog last week and I had a bit of trouble with that, so we didn't get many videos up at all. But thank you to everybody, because I put a special episode which had nothing to do with plastering. It was about, you know, having a dog and you know, for an entirety of its life, etc. And even the video before that, yeah, thanks very much for all the really nice comments and stuff. I mean, I did wonder whether to mention the dog at all, but yeah, I just thought I will actually put it up there just to be observed, and so anybody that may possibly have to or has been through it can relate. You know, this channel is like I say, turned into a bit more of a diary sort of thing, and every now and again we veer off into other little subjects, especially in the mornings where just before we start working out, I have a little chat with all you guys that are like my imaginary friends, but you're actually real, and when there's 2,000 of you apparently. So yeah, last week I was sort of really struggling to keep a handle on things emotionally. There's nothing like a sad dog story to bring a grown man to tears. I've got to admit, I've always struggled with watching dog films, and you know, where the dog doesn't make it at the end, etc. So yeah, I thought I'd put that up. It was well rough to have to deal with that. I assume you'll be pleased to hear that I've got much more of a handle on things this week. I feel a lot better about stuff. At least I've got control over what you're feeling in your body, etc. Which is probably a good bridge to take it on to something that we can talk about, since the majority of this audience here appears to be men around my age, and if you're, you know, a builder and such and such, you're probably a bit more of a roughy tufty sort of guy. I mean, I've been taught to control your emotions quite well through years of martial arts, looking at a lot of philosophies, Asian stuff, and a bit of Buddhism and things, and why you are, and you know, I've lost my mum and my dad, and some other people very close to me. So the dog was really one of the hardest ones for me, to be honest with you. And I think, you know, guys in particular really struggle to have some sort of not so much emotionally stunted, but you know, you're kind of expected to suck things up a little bit more. I think it's pretty evident and well accepted that females, especially at a younger age, when the children are able to communicate a lot more effectively than boys. So yeah, I really struggled to well, I had to suck up a lot of what I was feeling at the beginning, and it was such a big build up and anticipation to it that last week, you know, it just kept, if I was busy with plastering, it wasn't so bad if you had, you know, something to take your mind off of it, but as soon as you start thinking about the dog or whatever it is that's upset you, then it was, you know, kind of coming out, and it was coming in waves and going and stuff. But yeah, I certainly feel a lot more able to keep control of things. I mean, it's just one of those things, isn't it? So yeah, guys definitely, you know, struggle a lot more dealing with things like that. I think, you know, especially if you're supposed to be a bit tough, you don't want to show it on the outside, and as a result, I think you become a little bit more isolated. I mean, I was choosing my moments when I was alone and wasn't being observed. That's when I kind of felt enough relief or privacy to kind of like let this take on some sort of, what I was feeling, some sort of physical sort of effect on me, which it did. But yeah, so anyway, thanks again for all the lovely comments about the dog. Yeah, thanks for watching. If you do manage to watch the dog's life one, I mean, there's a lot of talking in it, but if you want to see a bit more of a happier ending, then skip to the end. So let's move on from that. And again, like I say, I appreciate all the lovely comments and stuff. Oh, and you know, I've quite been enjoying having you coming over to the Facebook group, Plastering Smurf 74 on Facebook. You can express yourself a little bit better on there. I find it easier to keep up with the comments and the replies. I can get I'm keeping up with the new comments, but the replies I struggle with on the actual app of the YouTube. And also I get to see what you guys look like in, you know, from your profile pictures, and I might be able to look and see, you know, what sort of people you are. And we've got quite a few regular people commenting, and I always try to talk to everybody, put some sort of reply onto every comment and read every single one of them. So yeah, it's nice to have you over on Facebook, and I don't know, just feel a little bit more connected with you a little bit. I can see what you look like, etc. So yeah, so moving on without rambling on too much like I normally do, we're back at the finch job again today. We're just kind of like, we've had a big push last week. The last plastering video was doing that 55.6 metre room, which needed skimming over plasterboard. A little bit of other bits and pieces need to happen in there. So today we're just finishing off a couple of bits. So other than this sort of ramble on in the morning, I think it's probably going to be quite a short video and not so much talking about plastering techniques or anything like that. So yeah, we're here today. We're in for Jasper. It looks like we might be with Jasper for the run up to Christmas. It's Monday. We're just getting Monday out of the way, and I'm sure I'll speak to Jasper later and we'll discuss what will or will not be happening for the rest of the week, whether we're working for the rest of the week, whether or not. At the moment, we just don't know. So yeah, hold on to your seats. I'm sure we'll find out in due time. All right, guys. See you in a minute. Okay, so here we are back inside the room. This is the largest sort of living area. I didn't touch any of this in here. We had Matt and Dan in here using, they did this, they used the Rafina flexible rules in here and 2-coat sponge system, which I've been watching them do. It's very, very effective, and it leaves really, really quite a good high quality, to be honest with you. There's nothing, you know, it's way up there, it's good. So yeah, 2 of them took 2 days in here. This was the 55.5 metre room, which I hit by myself, knocking up for myself. It was a bit of a challenge to see if I still had that sort of stuff left in me. And there was one point where everything was all live. All the ceiling was live, all the walls were live at different stages, and I just wanted to see if I could still, you know, do something like this at my age, 50. Yeah, I managed to, you know, 55 metres in a good time in a day. So, you know, it's a case of getting the ceiling on, and maybe one wall, and then, you know, bouncing everything, timing everything perfectly. So you're breaking the gauge up, and then you lay down the ceiling, and then what's left in the bucket you're putting on one more wall, and you've got to keep remembering, you know, what the system is. And yeah, it went all right, in here. So this was my room in here that I did in one day by myself. Shay was in here, and he put this on by himself. Did this in one day. It's taken a while to dry out because there's still no heating on in here. And then on the second day, I came and took this room out, which isn't quite so big, and I managed to break it up into less gauges. So we've still got to measure up the meterage in here. Things like this, look, the boys had to deal with. Very awkward. Shay was out here when I was in that room, and it took him a couple of days to sort this out. He still needs to untape those. They like tape the door frames up. So yeah, you had all this awkward porch area, which is like a downstairs toilet here, look. So basically we were in just tidying up. And considering, you know, one day I was able to do that 50 metre room by myself. On the last day I had to start trying to tackle this. And the stairs aren't in. We doing it on a plank. So in one day, all I could get on doing it in this way, this awkward thing across a plank, was this. Okay, so I haven't even measured up, but it's nowhere near. So that was one day, and that was with Shay helping me for half a day as well. So we still got this big wall that I didn't manage to get round to do. It was just too much with all this climbing around. Oh, God damn it. So you see, we've got the ladder there leaning up. Yeah, it's very, very awkward up there. And I say I've got a bit of a dodgy knee, so climbing around, I really, really struggled to get that, any meterage on in there. So that's what it's like sometimes, Got to take the rough with the smooth. That's what I always tell my customers. So yeah, one day we're earning loads of big bucks on meterage rate. Another day, you've got something like that to take care of. So that's what we're doing today. Finishing off that one wall. And then I've got some render beads to mess around with outside. So yeah, and then we just got to get cleaned up. It's just Shay and I here today, flying the flag for the Empire. So yeah, we're just gonna crack on, get on with it, and just cruise this day out and speak to Jasper later and find out what's going on for the rest of the week. Okay, so this is the walls. Probably going to take a couple of bags to get on. We had a few different surfaces to deal with, contend with. There's some paint surface that's been red gritted, and we've had to dub it out with some bonding. Some scrims up there, so we've had to PVA this to try and bring the suction back into some sort of regularity. We've got these boxes to contend with, dubbed out with beads already. And of course, as you can see, we're having to operate without the stairs in on this plank with two ladders working against each other there, so they can't slip either way. That's the way we're having to get up on this one. So yeah, it's quite tricky. We couldn't get these two walls on at the same time because it's too narrow. By the time you're leaning up against this wall to put this wall on, so if you've got them both live at the same time, it's not going to work. So there we go, we pretty much got that wall on. I haven't turned back to flatten it in yet, but it's got on quite nicely with that 20 by 5 inch carbon steel trowel. That was just short that much, look, pretty much a trowel full. But I'm gonna get back up there and flatten it in. Shadows of everything everywhere. There's a few air bubbles. I don't know if you can come out this angle. There's a few air bubbles being created by that floating coat, but that's not an issue at the moment. We'll just let that pick up and they will disappear, I'm sure. But yeah, it's very, very awkward wall. So yeah, I'm gonna get on, flatten it all in, and hopefully by flattening it in, I'll have enough on my trowel then to just get a tight coat over that last annoying little bit there. That is probably the most grand entrance I've seen to a Portaloo before. Very Mediterranean. Okay, so the wall has had a second coat and it's had its first look at a wet trowel. And I've been using this 20 by 5 inch carbon steel trowel by Marshalltown. Very large trowel. If you're regular to this channel, you will know I'm always talking about it, and this is a new one I bought and I am absolutely loving the shape of it. Whatever trowel you do use, I really do suggest you try and get one as straight as possible. This one just kicks up at both ends, but the majority of the whole blade there is very straight. I've been using it for a few weeks now and it's just starting to break in on the edges here. So now you need to be a little bit cautious about running your finger down there. But as you can see on this stairwell, it's quite flat at an early age, and one of the things I quite like to do is cast a light, such as, so it catches up in any discrepancies that might possibly be there. Yeah, or it's just a case of seeing this home now. Hi guys, how you doing? Just like sitting here editing the video. I saw it was a bit brief, and quite an abrupt ending on it. So yeah, we did get that wall down, and I went outside and I had to deal with some rather tricky beads that need doing. You alright?
Alexa asked you can redo it.
What's that?
The outro.
That's all right, mate. So yeah, it was a little bit of messing around. If you've been following the channel, you would see I've done like a couple of series about the Finch job. So tomorrow, Jasper has messaged me and he hasn't given me the address yet. I don't know where it is, but I'm sure it's not too far away. So we're starting up a new job tomorrow. I haven't been told anything about it. I ain't got a clue what we're doing. The only thing I do know, there's a guy there called Darius, a big old Polish guy, and I saw him at the beginning of the year. Yeah, Darius, haven't seen him for a while. Maybe we'll get some footage of him tomorrow. But yeah, we're back on track this week, and we'll see what the week brings. It's very up and down, run up to Christmas. I don't know what's going on. So bear with us. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe and like and all that stuff. And I'm sure we will have another video up very, very soon for us all to enjoy. Alright guys, have a great, it's Monday today. Have a great Monday evening, and again, see you soon. Alright, see you soon.